On the heels of my last video on lockup expirations, today I have important news on Snowflake. And on top of that, of the 7 companies that we expected to come out early in 2021, I have updates on 3 of them. So let's get settled in. Hey everyone, hope all is well and welcome back to the channel. As always, I appreciate all the support you guys give me. And for anyone new here, my name is Kevin, and we talk a lot about IPOs on this channel. In fact, it's been a busy year so far already, and we're just getting started. And I'm trying to do a little bit more with the channel. And as you guys hopefully saw, I put up a post yesterday talking about how I finally joined Instagram. A lot of people had asked me about being on any of the other social media sites, and I am looking to try to expand on that. So have a little patience with me as I try to learn the platform, but I would like to see you guys there if you're on Instagram. I definitely want to do more for the channel this year, and I really am trying to do more for the community. So if that sounds good for you, please press that like button and give me a happy new year in the comments. So as I said, we have a lot of news for the first full week of 2021. As you guys saw, I put out a video earlier this week on lockup expirations, and again, couldn't be more timely with what we're going to talk about today with Snowflake. So we'll get to that in a minute. But first, I also want to give you an update on 3 of the big 7 companies that we talked about having a IPO early in 2021, and we got some more details there. And those companies, as you can see on your screen, are Affirm, Petco, and Poshmark. We expect all 3 of them to go public next week, and probably the one I'm most comfortable in predicting a trading date would be Affirm. Looks like they might start on Wednesday. Definitely keep you guys updated on the channel, so keep that notification bell turned on. Just talking quickly about the 3. I'm not going to go through all the background of those companies. We've talked about them before. I will link some videos for you in the description if you haven't seen them. Today, I just want to give you a little update with companies that are looking to come out next week and with the pricing expectations and the terms we're set for. So the first one we have is Affirm, who, as you guys know, was delayed at the end of last year after the whole DoorDash and Airbnb high trading, and they postponed along with Roblox. Again, they're looking to go this week, and the terms have been set for the IPO, expecting to be priced between $33 and $38. We'll talk about them early next week when we get back to our traditional IPO this week episode. Again, did not get to that this week, only because initially there really wasn't anything on the calendar. There are 2 smaller companies coming out. I do plan to either do a video or at least give you an update on those 2 companies. They're not looking to come out till Friday, so I have a little bit of time there. The second of the big companies we're looking to come out next week is Petco. Their terms have been set for the pricing expectations between $14 and $17. And the last one is Poshmark. And again, we're looking to see them come out between $35 and $39. Again, have more details on those companies in the next IPO this week. And again, I have some other videos already on these companies. So again, if you haven't seen them, check them out. And I will post a couple of those links for you in the description. So now moving on to the big thing I really want to talk about today, which is Snowflake. And as you guys know, if you watched that 30+ minute video, if you hang in there for that, you know I typically don't make videos that long, but I really thought the video was important to really understand lockup expirations, but I really enjoyed, at least myself, going through the examples to see what happens with companies as they head into an expiration. And as you saw, if you did watch that video, which I hope you did, but we did do an example of Snowflake's earlier expiration. So while that video was really directed towards Palantir investors who we know have a lockup coming up, and as a heads up, they also have that interview with Alex Karp on the Washington Post site tomorrow. If you want to check it out and you can't remember how to attend, I will put the link for the video that talks about how to register. But just keep in mind with that video, it was really meant to be information for any company that has locked up shares or really any IPOs. So as we talked about in that video when we covered Snowflake stock, as we saw, the company doesn't have a clear-cut lockup expiration date where there's just one day and all the shares are being released. With Snowflake, they have a couple of opportunities for early expirations, and we saw the one happened in early December. So I want to give you details on the second one that's happening now that some other conditions were met. So on your screen, I have an excerpt from the filing that talks a little about Snowflake and their lockup expirations. I hate to read the information, but I will do it in this case just so you hear all of it because I really think it's important. So starting off, in connection with the initial public offering of Class A common stock of Snowflake Inc., Each of the company's directors, executive officers, and holders of substantially all of the company's outstanding equity securities entered into a lockup agreement with the underwriters for the IPO that restricts the ability to sell or transfer any shares of the company's capital stock until the earlier of A, March 15, 2021, and B, the commencement of trading on the second full day following the company's public release of financial results for the fourth quarter in full fiscal year ended January 31st, 2021, subject to certain exceptions. So at this point, this is really what we typically think of when we talk about lockups, but going forward, we can see how it gets a little less easy to track because of those exceptions. So reading on. These lockup agreements provide for early expiration of the lockup period in certain circumstances, including the lockup period will expire with respect to 25% of the vested holdings held by each early release holder on the date that is 2 trading days after the date that the closing price of the company's Class A common stock on the New York Stock Exchange exceeded 133% of $120, the initial public offering price of the company's Class A common stock in connection with the IPO for at least 10 trading days in the 15-day trading period immediately following December 14, 2020. The lockup agreements further permit the company in its discretion to extend this release date as reasonably needed for administrative processing. Early release holder means each holder of the company's securities who was not previously eligible pursuant to the lockup agreements for early expiration of the lockup period on December 15, 2020 and is not 1. A member of the company's board of directors, 2. A current employee of the company, or 3. An affiliate of the company within the meaning set forth in Rule 144 as promulgated by the Securities and Exchange Commission under the Securities Act of 1933 as amended. Vested holdings means the aggregate number of outstanding vested shares and vested equity awards, including such shares and equity awards that are held by any trust for the direct or indirect benefit of the early release holder or of an immediate family member of the early release holder, measured as of the early release date. So before we go further, not to get too much into that, but it was very easy that these conditions were going to be met when you think about the initial public offering price was $120, but the stock traded double out of the first day and has really been over that number since. So not a surprise there. So I know it's not really easy to read and understand, but again, just really want you guys to see what the information, the filings are, and that can help you, with other companies that maybe we don't follow as closely. Okay, so now to the key part. On December 29th, 2020, the price condition was satisfied and the early release date will be January 7th, 2021. As a result, the company estimates that up to approximately 37.9 million shares of the company's Class A common stock will become eligible for sale in the public market at the open of trading on January 7th, 2021. So obviously that's tomorrow and there's going to be a lot more shares hitting the market. So let's take a quick look at Snowflake's chart updated earlier today. And again, I'm not going to go over the history of the stock like we did in the last video, but just want to point out a couple of things. So after the first expiration, which you can see from the red line on the 15th where a lot of the shares sold off, there was a little bit of a rebound, but then it started to go down again. But look, it sort of plateaued right around the end of the year, and then it started to drop more. And not a surprise was when that filing came out, which was December 29th. So while I know it was probably hard for you guys to listen to me read, but it's important if you're investing in IPOs to be aware of when lockups are happening because, again, you can get an idea of what the stock could do in the short term. So I just wanted to share that information with you. So again, you're looking at a little bit more headwinds to the stock price. So something really important to keep in mind. And again, if you did not see that video, I know it's a long one, and even if you sort of just watch the beginning and jump ahead through the examples a little bit, although I think the examples are the most interesting part to me, I would definitely recommend doing that so you get a better idea of why you want to know about the lockup expirations, and again, I can make some considerations how you can trade them better. So if you hold Snowflake stock, and I'm not telling you to buy more, sell, again, it's really what you think about the company, but I do think it's important to be aware that more supply of shares are hitting the market, and again, that can pressure the price down, at least temporarily. So, and we still know that there's more lockups to come, so that is something you want to keep in mind with Snowflake. So to not go on for another 30-minute video, because you already listened to me enough this week, I'm going to go ahead and end it here. And just want to remind anybody that's new here, we would love for you to join the community. You just got to hit that subscribe button. It's totally free, and I'll make sure you don't miss any upcoming videos. Once again, just a reminder, if you're on Instagram, definitely follow me there. And I guess that's what they say is you follow someone. I don't know. That seems a little weird to me, but definitely follow me there. And also put your notification bells on YouTube, because I do give updates. Sometimes they're in community posts, so that way you don't miss any information before it's too late. And again, if I hadn't got a chance to get this video out, which I was really hoping to do, I would give you a notification on it, Snowflake, because again, it's a company that has had a lot of interest from you guys in the community. So anyway, I hope you have a great week of trading. And as always, thank you for watching. And until next time, have a great day.